need to run. Of course, it's easy, Jeffrey, it's like the furthest way possible. Okay, now Colin's grown a bit. And can't run too fast, okay? John Leeson has just had a little heart lock, he's fine, but he couldn't run either. Katie can't see, basically, and me. Okay, so who's elected to run for the plane? So I run for the plane, and I'm like, I finally get it, three more people, you come again. Colin then lumbers up, we get him on, they're holding the flight by this point. John comes up, terribly pale, I think he's going to pass out, he comes out, I thought, what have you done with Katie? No, Katie, she's not there. We left her, I'm so ashamed. We left Katie in Glasgow Airport. And I rang her as soon as I got there, I said, well, she said, I'm still in Glasgow Airport. And I said, what? And she said, her bag broke as she was coming through the customs bit. And she had like 6 bottles of liquor.
Oh.
So she then got hauled off into a sand. She got given this huge lecture about things that, yeah. She had to wait 6 hours for a flight. Poor Katie. Anyway.
But still friends.
But when you think we're 4 intrepid explorers that saved the universe, we couldn't even stagger them.
Too easy, Jet.
Yes, exactly. I've longed for a TARDIS in my life.
Never one handy when you want one, is there?
No.
That's always the way. Sir.
We haven't touched on it yet, you've obviously had such an amazing career, but probably one of your most memorable roles was in Bergerac in the 80s. Can you tell us a bit more about Susan, isn't it?
Yes, Susan Young. We've got a Bergerac reunion coming up, actually. Is it 30 years? Is it more? 40? 30 years. Yeah, we're all going over there end of the month. And John has just got an OBE or an MBE, or he's heading for a night trip anyway. Bless him. He is the most adorable, lovely, wonderful, gorgeous man to work with. I really cannot speak highly enough of him. There was a time when I had the toddlers, I was still breastfeeding Tom. My house purchase had fallen through and my house sale had gone through, so I literally had nowhere to live. I was on my own with them, single parent, and I rang him up and said, I'm coming over a month early to Jersey before filming. Do you know anywhere I can rent before the per diems kick in and all that? And he didn't draw breath. He went, my home is yours. And I arrived with 2 babies and nanny. You know everything that entails. He kind of locked himself in the back room for the 6 weeks that I stayed there. So grateful to him. And such a gent to work with. When we had we had a lot of bedroom scenes, John and I. Such a tough job. And there was this one scene where our naked feet were being filmed, and then the camera came up and over the duvet, and then it was us head on head pillow talk. And he always kept his trousers on. And they were filming it this particular day, and they said, oh, John, we can see your trousers. So he leapt out of bed and started to roll them up. And I went, oh, John, take them off, it's fine. You know, he went, Louise, he said, let's put it like this. If I get excited, I'm embarrassed. If I don't, you're insulted. So we're just...
Oh. We'll all be looking for those little bits of black next time we see the repeats of those programmes. Can we see his trousers or not? Again, that was an enduring programme, wasn't it? It went on for many years.
Yeah.
Very successful indeed. There was always so many criminals arriving. It's just amazing.
I know. I think there's been like 3 murders on Jersey in the last 50 years.
Now that Bergerac stopped.
Yeah.
How did you get that particular part?
I think I got it because I'd just come back. I'd given myself a winter holiday, and I'd come back with a tan. And they saw 10 people, and I was one of them. But I'm convinced it's because I walked in January with a tan. I just looked that bit different.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Have you stayed friends since?
Yeah, with John, yes. He turned up for the birthday weekend, because I didn't do conventions for about 18 months, 2 years, and then some Doctor Who fans organised the 60th. Oh, so that's another birthday party.
Another one?
In April, Easter weekend it was. And they invited various people from my career. So Bert Kwok was there, and they invited John Nettles, and anyway, it was a lovely, lovely weekend. But John didn't read his email properly. thought I was having this 2-day party, and he couldn't understand why the person he thought was my new boyfriend, but who was, you know, Doctor Who event organiser, was offering him X amount of money to come to my party. He couldn't know what. Louise must be very unpopular. He offered this wage. So when he turned up, and I was on stage already like this, doing a Q&A, and he arrived late. And I mean, oh, what sort of time do you call this? And I just get on 5 hours. I thought, oh, okay. And he obviously wasn't expecting any kind of performance in there at all. He got thrown in at the deep end, straight into a Q&A, straight into an autograph session. He wrote his socks off. And he'd given his money away to the Actors Benevolent Fund. But bless him.
Never did get his glass of bubbly.
No, he didn't.
You're very keen on production.
Yes.
Not only for you, it's performing on stage, behind the camera, but very keen on production directing as well. And you formed a company not too long ago called TLC. For a particular reason?
Why is it TLC?
Yeah.
Oh, I just tend to love and care it,
Yeah.
isn't it?
Is that how you feel about the industry? There should be more
I think you need backbone.
respect.
I think respect is paramount. I think confidence is paramount. I can't bear those directors. I've just had a horrible experience with Stephen Bergerac because I couldn't quite come up with what he wanted. And instead of nurturing it, he kind of bullied his way through direction. He had a most wonderful assistant director called Matthew Cullen, so we ended up with a pretty reasonable performance. But I can't bear a working atmosphere that makes you feel tense and awkward and unable to do it. If you don't give someone confidence, then you take away their creativity. I think I really believe that.
So this is developing all kinds of opportunities for new actors as well.
Yeah, I work with teenagers a lot. So we want to do, I was just thinking about this on the way up here actually, my new project, we want to do a musical in 24 hours. So they arrive, you know, a group about this size, you arrive, absolute blank canvas, 24 hours later we'll give you a show. It'd be exciting, wouldn't it?
Absolutely.
Yeah. I've got the most brilliant musical director called Adam Reed, he's a genius. Can't read a note of music, he can play anything. Isn't it? It's amazing.
It is amazing what we can do actually if we are put on the spot
Yeah.
and given those challenges.
Yeah.
We can amaze ourselves sometimes too, can't we?
And it makes you make decisions like now. You can't dither about anything. Just do it. Yeah.
And what's going to happen to it once you've actually done it?
Well, if it's good enough, we can develop and take it on and take it on. Who knows what will happen? Anything's possible.
So we know that you're going to Australia shortly.
Yeah.
That's
If I
going to be a
don't do
convention. If you don't do Emmerdale.
Yes, it's one or the other.
There's a trip to LA.
Yeah.
And what else for you? What else is in the pipeline?
I'll be touring Pulling Faces. I'm co-writing a play called My Gay Best Friend at the minute, which we hope to take to Brighton Festival and maybe Edinburgh. I've never done the Edinburgh Festival, so that's on my list. That's on my list of to-do things.
Any other things that you'd love to have on your top 20 things to do?
I would love to do a major movie. I've never done that's eluded me, so that would be really nice. I've just done a little short with Mark Gatiss called Cleaning Up, which hopefully will be developed into a major movie. So I'm holding my breath on that one. Mark Gatiss, he's such a brilliant man. Do you know who I mean, Mark Gatiss? League of Gentlemen. He wrote the last Doctor Who. Yes. Yes, and he co-wrote that as well. So he's very prolific.
Absolutely. Is there anything you wouldn't do if someone was to offer you a part? Anything you wouldn't do for the art?
In Eastenders, I think it's part of the reason they let go of me from Eastenders. They said, I just got wind of the fact that they've got this storyline evolving where my daughter was going to get pregnant by a black man and I was going to get very racist about it. My eldest boy is half West Indian, and I just went, no. And I went to see the producer and he said, we haven't written it yet. And I went, let's just nip it in the bud then, shall we? But, you know, nobody's bigger than the programme, and I think that was the beginning of kind of where I don't think they thought I might be a troublemaker in there. I would play a racist if I thought that the production itself would gear itself towards the correct moral ending. You know, I don't mind playing the baddie, but when you're in a soap, you are so identified with part you're playing. It's a whole different territory on being like, I got people writing to me going, what should I do this Christmas? My father-in-law wants to come and we don't get on at all, and I think, and you seem to handle your, I do, my family's as dysfunctional as anybody's, you know. It's not, they absolutely thought I was Rosa, and that Rosa had all the answers, and it's a whole different area.
It's a little bit scary sometimes how people will actually look at soaps and you know they're a soap, they're a drama, they're on TV, but because it's on TV, you must be true. I remember talking with Josephine Tewson, Keeping Up Appearances, some time ago, and she was in a supermarket near her home, and she was paying at the checkout for some food when a lady came up and started giving her some verbal abuse, and then started whacking around the elbows and the arms with her carrier bag of food, because she'd, in a play she'd been in, she'd just had an affair with the next door neighbour's husband. How dare you do this? My husband's just done that to me. You don't know what it's like. I was acting, but she wouldn't have it. She had to be escorted out of the supermarket, and Josephine Tewson was taken to safety in another direction. The woman just believed the character.
That's on a play. That's really scary.
It is, isn't it? So has anyone come up to you and asked you about what it's like on the other side of the universe because of being in Doctor Who?
When in Bergerac I had an affair outside of the relationship, I did have women stopping me going, how can you do that to Jim?
How could you?
Well, he was off with Lisa Goddard, wasn't he?
It's the time to get your own back.
Yes.
Anyone then would like to ask a general question to Louise?
One more about Doctor Who.
Go on then.
I know that you were asked a few years after you left to go back by the next producer, John Nathan,
Yeah.
to sort of ease the changeover from Tom to the David thing. Tell us a bit more about that.
Well, it's one of the big regrets, one of the what ifs that I let escape me. In retrospect, I should have gone back for the whole season.
Do you know how it would have worked, or how, nothing?
Didn't get that far. I said I'd do 2 stories.
They wanted more
Last week, yeah, they wanted the whole, JMT wanted the whole season, yeah. So I said no. Mind you, maybe Tenko wouldn't have happened then. Maybe they would kind of coincide.
Absolutely. You know, I think we make our decisions and that takes us on a path, doesn't it?
And I think you can spend your life going, that nearly happened, I should have. You've just got to deal with what is really.
I can't imagine you being an if-only person at all.
Not too much, no. Not too much. There was one. I was offered a job.
A baby one?
In Heart for Heart. This is just before all those British actresses went over to LA. And I was over in LA doing my very first Doctor Who convention. And I had a friend of a friend, and I got this interview and I got the job. But I was committed. I had signed for a job at Bristol Old Vic, and I was very, very moral and very proper and very correct. And I honoured my commitment instead of wriggling out of it and getting this, big break in LA. Really.
So you don't regret it?
No, well,
it happened.
Yeah.
Life moves on.
Yes.
And of all the things you said you've done, and your quote is saying, of all the productions you've been in, your best and your most proud production is your son's.
Yes. Harry and Tom. I have no dick. Yeah, they are. They've done the absolute. They've given me the absolute best and the absolute worst and the absolute most wonderful. Life. Stephanie Beecham said of her children. She said, my life would be. My kids have ruined my life, and my life would be ruined without my children. And you kind of think that kind of sums it up in a way. I mean, I wouldn't say mine have ruined my life, but there have been times.
I think we have quite a few parents in the audience.
Teenage boys, I tell you. I never thought I'd be saying it, but I just think we needed a dad in there that wasn't going to want to debate it afterwards, or that they wanted someone to come in with a bit of a stronger approach than I had. Such a softie. Useless.
So what are you going to be? Will there be a man in your life?
Now? No. Anybody interested?
That's only because you said you kept the black leather.